Hello, this is Brother Joseph. I just wanted to share something. It's in light of course, of Charlie Kirks' murder, his assassination. I spent 6.5 years working as a hospital chaplain. Many years ago, over 10 years ago. And I've been around death. I've not just in the professional field, but even even personally. I've been there at bedsides, so I know something about it. So I wanted to share something I've noticed in my experience around death, dying, and suffering. And that is, you can tell everything you really need to know about somebody by how they respond to death and suffering. How someone treats another person at their deathbed or upon their death. It really does say all you need to know. I would classify it as a fruit. Jesus talks about fruit in the Sermon on the Mount. And I want to read this to you. This is in chapter 7. Beware of false prophets who come to you in sheep's clothing. Inwardly, they are ravenous wolves. You will recognize them by their fruits. Are grapes gathered from thorn bushes or figs from thistles? So every healthy tree bears good fruit, but the diseased tree bears bad fruit. A healthy tree cannot bear good fruit, and a healthy tree cannot bear bad fruit, and a bad tree cannot bear unhealthy fruit. Every tree that does not bear good fruit is cut down and thrown into the fire. Thus you will recognize them by their fruits. We've seen the reactions of people, and some of them I'm not surprised. From the left, you kind of expect it because the hate-filled, violent rhetoric has been there. It's been stoking this kind of flame. That it's created the environment we're now in. It created the environment that took Charlie's life. But it did come as a shock to see certain Christians, and among them I saw traditional Catholics, not so much jumping on a hate bandwagon, but wagging their finger at Charlie's care for Jewish people in support of Jewish people. And the fact that he's a Protestant. Some saying, don't pray for him, he's in hell, kind of things. Yeah, I saw them. And that disturbed me. Again, you can tell everything you know about somebody by the fruit. So check your heart. If for some reason you jump on a theological tirade in moments like these, something is wrong with your heart. Check the fruit, because the compassion's not there. The compassion that Christ had is not there. If you remember when Lazarus died, Jesus did not react with a big sermon. He responded with tears. I think there's something to that. There's definitely something to that. And again, there's a lot I could say, but instead of really saying anything, I want to read what was right after Jesus' teaching about the fruit. It says, "Not everyone who says to me, 'Lord, Lord,' will enter the kingdom of heaven, but the one who does the will of my Father who is in heaven. On that day many will say to me, Lord, Lord, did we not prophesy in your name, and cast out demons in your name, and do many works in your name? And then will I declare to them, I never knew you. Depart from me, you workers of lawlessness. Again, check your heart. Check your heart. Walk with love and compassion. Don't lead with big sermons if you can help it in times like these. In times like these. And I know some of them, and I've argued with them, say, well, this is the most compassionate thing you can do. No. And for that, I'm going to recommend for you to read the book of Job. Job was sitting in a pile of ashes after losing everything, including his health, and including his wife, who chastised him and disappeared from the story. His 3 friends came, they sat for him for just a moment, and then got on their soapboxes and did the preaching to him in the worst time they could. Again, check your heart. Check your heart. Jesus wept, and so should you. That's all I've got to say. God bless.